It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Good morning. It's time for the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Recktenwald. This is Scooter.
Whoop, whoop.
Scott Callies.
How are you today?
Do you really want to know?
Well, probably not.
This is only an hour-long show.
Oh, need a lot more time than that.
Need a little more time than that, yeah. No, not bad.
Plenty of day to get better.
We can only hope.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Been a rough weekend.
That ain't good.
No.
That's never good.
Never good. But just a little stomach bug, I think, going around.
It is going around everywhere right now.
And if you get it, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yep. Be somewhere near a toilet.
Yep. How's your leg?
It's a little sore.
Yeah.
A little sore. Was yesterday was pretty sore all day. I don't know why. I may have laid on it wrong, something like that. But
Yeah.
hopefully they can get in there and get the MRI done. And
Well, a good thing that you didn't have to travel this weekend, so that's a good thing.
nope, we were home.
You're still busy, but at least you weren't sitting in a car and
Traveling today, though.
traveling today.
Yep. Headed to Greenbrier today.
We'll talk about that here in a little while, but it's just an exciting time. Nice weather, 29 degrees out right now.
Yeah, there was some frost on the pumpkin when I got
There was a
up.
lot of frost on the pumpkin this morning.
My windshield had a layer on it.
Yeah, it took a little while for that to defrost back, but
Yeah. I didn't auto start because I didn't think it was going to be that cold. I was wrong.
yeah, we auto started and still had to wait. The frost was pretty thick.
Yeah, it's a little chilly this morning. Not too bad. I mean, it's wintertime. That you can't complain with the weather we've had, so
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm happy.
Absolutely. It's for January, it's been for winter.
Yeah.
It's been pretty nice. You know, we had those cold days back at the end of December, right before Christmas, and it was definitely cold. And now it's not too bad. Going to be high today, I think around 50. We'll check that out here in a minute. But
I got a feeling we got some more days somewhere
yeah,
in the near future
don't fool
that'll
yourself.
be chilly.
This is Arkansas. If you don't like the weather, hang around 24 hours. It will change.
Yep. Never fails.
Never fails. So,
Never fails.
how about a little morning prayer this morning?
That's a good idea. You know that? That is a great idea.
Morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. 29 locations to serve you, one in Memphis, Tennessee. With all our respect, it's not just their motto, it's the way they do business. Give them a call at 870-425-2161. They'll be glad to talk to you about all your funeral needs and burial needs and all that after gone stuff.
It's better to plan ahead, and that way your loved ones don't have to do it.
Yeah, trying to dodge that, talk about pre-planning, because we keep saying we're going to do it, we never do it. So I was going to dodge that again.
Well, I already brought it up, so there's no dodging. Yeah. Pre-plan,
Pre-plan.
get it done.
Yeah, your loved ones did not live your life. They don't have any idea how you want to go out. Be a good idea for you to sit down with Roller Funeral Home and just talk to them about what's next. And let them take care of it for you, and don't burden your loved ones with that, and it'll be great. In your time of need, Roller Funeral Home, that's the folks to give a call. And now the morning prayer. Lord, just thank you for who you are and what you mean to us. Lord, this morning I lift up a special prayer for the family of Lewis Barnes as they lost their son Brant Friday night in a plane crash over in Fayetteville. Lord, we just pray that you'll be with that family, Brant's wife and children, Lewis and Miss Jenna and Brant's sisters. Just be with them, Lord. Comfort them. Let them know that Brant is okay. He's at peace with you and not suffering at all from the plane crash. And Lord, we just pray that you will continue to be with that family, especially the little ones, Lord, as they're going to have to go through life knowing that their dad's not there standing around the corner there to lift them up and help them when they fall. And Lord, we just praise you for being the comforting God that you are. And it's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect. Highway 5 North, past Hospital Drive, look to your right, big American flag out on a pole. Pull in there, talk to them about pre-planning. 870-425-2161 is their number. Give them a call, make an appointment, go by and see them. Roller Funeral Home. And now it's time for a quick word from Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty. 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. Check out this commercial.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
See you at the closing.
See you at the closing.
Should have called the Z team. 870-405-0793. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. Go there, click on live views, and this is what you get to see.
The fog.
Oh, today sheet of fog.
And if you want to really zoom into the fog, you got the second camera that you can zoom into the fog.
We are fog central this morning. But when it's not foggy, this is what you see.
This is a still shot we took a number of years ago, but still gives you an idea.
It hadn't
of the
changed
layout.
much.
No, it hadn't.
It's a still shot from Marion County, Arkansas, back into Baxter County, Arkansas. If you're looking straight out north, it says Missouri at the horizon. Mountain Home off to your right, Bulls Holes off to your left. The Rainbow Bridge, the old railroad bridge, is there behind it. The town of Cotter is there. The baseball field, the Railroad Museum, Contractor Trust off to your right. Just a beautiful section of our part of God's country. This is Cotter, Arkansas, in the beautiful White River. How would you like to be floating that right now?
It'd be a little too chilly for me. I'm not that big of a diehard. I love fishing, but not that much.
Not that much, huh?
No.
Yeah.
What's really cool, the shot you're seeing right now, this is the same exact shot today. That's what it looks like this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact shot.
And when we get done with doing the weather, we'll come back to see how much the fog is lifted. How about that? Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty, 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. Go there, click on MLS listings. You can see what's available in our area and all of the MLS area that covers Mountain Home and the surrounding area of Mountain Home. They are licensed in Missouri, so they can help you anywhere in Missouri. There are some places available in southern Missouri, northern Arkansas. Give them a call. They'd be glad to help you. And let's take a look at some weather. Temperatures around the area: Mountain Home 29, Harrison 29, Batesville 32, Yellville, Arkansas is 23, Marshall is 25, Salem, Arkansas is 27, Mountain View, Arkansas 25, Calico Rock 29, West Plains, Missouri 27, Springfield 32, Poplar Bluff, Missouri 27, and St. Louis, Missouri is the low for the day, along with Yellville at 23. Phew. Don't you love it?
Mm-hmm.
For a little while. I like it for a little while, but
I don't mind the cold weather.
you like the cold over the hot,
Yeah.
do you?
Yep.
You can always put more clothes on. There's only so much you can take off
Exactly.
without going to jail. Take a look at the radar and let it catch up to us here. It's been running all this time. I don't know why it's so slow. Come on, come on. It's bouncing around. Lots of rain going on in California. They'll need that come summertime. Looks like some of that's turned to snow into Nevada, up into Oregon, up into Washington.
Utah.
But as far as the central United States, Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and Texas, she's looking pretty clear. From Fayetteville to Jonesboro, Fort Smith, over to Memphis, Conway, to Little Rock, Hot Springs, Benton, Pine Bluff, Texarkana. If you're traveling Arkansas, you're traveling in pretty clear skies, clear weather. Let's see what the old 7-day forecast. No, we got something before that, if it'll come up.
I would updated everything on there today.
I know, computer's slow this morning. Nothing in the state of Arkansas as far as watches and warnings, except for a freeze fog advisory up the other side of Jonesboro around Truman, Mark Tree. Other than that, Louisiana's got a little bit, Mississippi's got some, but Arkansas is pretty clear. 7-day forecast as it refreshes one more time. Today, high of 54, mostly sunny, mostly clear tonight, low of 35. Tuesday, mostly sunny, high of 60 degrees in January. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday night, mostly cloudy, low of 44. Wednesday, high of 64 degrees. Time to break out the lawnmowers. Partly sunny. Showers likely Wednesday night, low of 40. Chance of showers and mostly sunny on Thursday, low of 49. Thursday night, low of 28. And sunny and 44 on Friday. What's next weekend look like? Sunny and high near 50 on Saturday. And Sunday is a high near 56. So we got a good weekend coming up. Lake level and dam reports. Lake Norfolk is at 553.72, which is 1.72 above full pool of 552. Bull Shoals, they're currently generating, Norfolk's generating 1. Bull Shoals is currently generating 4 with a lake level 656.86, which is 2.14 below their full pool of 659. That's the weather and all the generation and dam reports for you. Brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty. 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. Give them a call. We'll be right back.
I will tell you this because you mentioned going back and looking after the weather.
Yeah.
It hadn't changed.
It hadn't changed?
Okay. Not in that short a period.
Nope, not at all, huh? A couple of minutes. Check it out during the day. Retiredtoarkansas.net. Go to live views. Check it out. While you're there, go to MLS listings. See if you can't find yourself a new home. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever...
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Time for some community news and community happenings.
Happenings.
Ain't much happening.
Ain't not much happening. Oh, no, that ain't good.
Not a whole lot happening. 29 dogs recovered from a breeder in Ozark County. That's exciting. Lakeland Terriers from a licensed breeder in Ozark County. Those animals were removed from the breeder, and they did not have the correct permissions or license required. So all the dogs were recovered, mostly adult age, 5 or younger than 7 months. So they had some pups there as well. If you're going to be a dog breeder, get licensed. Make sure everybody knows that you're on the up and up. If not, they'll come get your dogs. Let's see here. Mountain Home Planning Commission has a meeting today to discuss the rezoning of a residential lot. That meeting will be at 1 o'clock in the council chambers at the municipal building. Items on the agenda include the rezoning of a property located at 2943 Highway 62 412 behind Kilgore Vision Center from an R1 to a 2CA, whatever that is now. A sketch plan approval for Sycamore Flats located at the end of Jerry Baker Lane. The approval of facade for storage along Arkansas Avenue. In addition, the commissioners will discuss making changes to the zoning ordinance of a C2 property. So that'll be at 1 o'clock at council chambers at the municipal building here in Mountain Home. Go check it out. You can't complain about stuff if you don't voice your word.
That is true. That is true.
Let your voice be heard about things that you don't like.
I've got one. The Mountain Home School French Club, their chili supper will be Friday, February 3rd from 4:30 to 6:30 at Century 21 Lemac Realty, which is at 1024 Highway 62 East. It's $5 per ticket. So it helps with the, well, there was more about it. Here we go.
They're going to Quebec.
Yes, it helps with their 2024 trip to Quebec. So remember that on Friday, February 3rd.
Baxter County Library Foundation is holding its annual Texas Hold'em tournament. Ante Up for the Library will be held at Big Creek Golf and Country Club on Saturday, January the 28th. Don't show up on the 29th, you'll have missed it. Tickets are available for individual seats for $100, and attendees must may purchase a table for 6 seats for $500. All chips required to play will be provided at the event. This year's dealer will be Stacy Havner. Do you ever play Texas Hold'em?
I have. It's been a while, but yeah, I have.
Prizes this year will include American Eagle gold coins for the 1st through 6th place. Door prizes will be awarded throughout the event. One lucky participant will receive a prize for the best hand. Participants and attendees must be 21 years of age or older with a valid ID, which is required to enter. So, Ante Up for the Library Texas Hold'em tournament on January the 28th. You got anything over there that you're reading good?
Well, we've got Mountain Home High School Career Academy, empty bowls to feed the hungry soup dinner.
There you go.
That's a mouthful. It'll be Thursday, February 23rd from 4 to 6 at the Mountain Home High School Career Academy cafeteria. Tickets are $10. Proceeds will go to the food bank in North Central Arkansas. The purchases include choice of soups. First 150 attendees will be able to choose the homemade ceramic bowl to keep.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
That'd be a fun time.
It'd be a good time. What else you got?
Looks like starting today, the Arkansas U.S. Corps of Engineers and the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission will be conducting a prescribed burn on public lands surrounding Norfolk and Bull Shoals Lake starting today, and they will run until April the 1st. So they're going to be burning quite a bit. The locations scheduled for potential burning are Spring Creek Point 13, Highway 125 Ozark Isle, Jones Point, Navy Ferry, County Road 117, Long Bottom, Big Bend, Point 6, Carrollton Creek on Bull Shoals, and Pigeon Creek, Woods Point, George's Cove, Camp Spencer, Chapin Point, Indian Head, Dillinger Point, Kosel Point, Tracy Ferry, Devil's Backbone, McGinn's Point, top of the lake, Langford, and on Lake Norfolk. These are weather permitting. They will start today. So if you see a bunch of smoke, don't be calling the Corps. They know.
They know it's there.
And a lot of times, when they burn on the river, that'll travel all the way up into Mount Home, and people have no idea what's going on. But at least they're putting it out to the public. It will start today and will run through April 1st, weather permitting. Got anything else, Scooter?
I'm out. Gave me everything I got.
Community news and community happenings. That's what we've got for this morning. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We're going to come back with a sports highlight in just a moment.
Notice every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, We hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes.
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes.
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes.
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Welcome back to XL7-TV. It's time for Monday morning sports recap. Friday night, both the Bombers and Lady Bombers traveled over to Siloam Springs. Neither team come out successful. You know, Coach Leonard was here on Friday, and he told us flat out it was going to be a tough place to play because it's just hard to play over there. Coach Fulcher felt the same way, and it definitely did not turn out in favor of the Bombers. Bombers played a good ball game, had a whole bunch of turnovers. You do away some of them turnovers, it's bad. For us to stay in the game like we did with as many turnovers as they had, it's just a surprise that the score just didn't run away.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it a little bit online, and it was really good. I enjoyed watching it online. I've never really sat down and watched a basketball game online, so it was really neat. But yeah, there was a lot of turnovers.
There's a lot of basketball going on tonight. Mountain Home Junior High teams will be welcoming Marion to the Twin Lakes area. The 8th grade girls will tip off at 4. The 8th grade boys and the freshman boys will follow thereafter. The junior high Bombers, the 7th grade Bombers played in a tournament over the weekend and did not win it, but they had a very good showing. It's exciting for them. There's a whole bunch of 7th grade basketball players. So Salem and Norfolk girls will meet at 4 o'clock at Hillcrest Elementary School in Lynn, playing in the Screaming Eagle Junior Invitational Tournament. On the boys' side, Salem will face Maynard at 5:10. Mammoth Springs is seated against the top-seeded Sloan Hendricks. They'll play at 7:30. In other junior high basketball, Cotter travels to Kingston, Flippin hosts Bergman. Marshall makes the trip over to Jasper. Valley Springs entertains Elkins, and Harrison's boys will head to Farmington. There are 2 area high school basketball games going on tonight in the Kell Classic. Mammoth Springs plays Marmaduke at 5:50. Melbourne will be paired up against the top-seeded Rector at 8:30. Elsewhere in high school basketball, Bakersfield girls travel to Gainesville. Israel County makes a trip to Lead Hill. Dora is home against Couch, and Omaha will head to Blue Eye. So that's what's going on in the basketball world. Tomorrow night, the Bombers and Lady Bombers will go to Harrison. They'll make the trip over to Harrison and play over there. That will be one loud gym. Open up your windows.
Harrison is?
Yeah, open up your windows. You probably hear it from here. Yeah. Anytime Bombers go over to Harrison, it's always loud for sure. Saturday basketball results, the Mountain Home boys in that tournament, they finished, excuse me, they finished as runners-up at the K-City 7th grade tournament. They beat Highland 35-6. Then they later beat Cave City 27-20, and that's going on there.
Here's an update on all the stuff that's going on. I meant to send that to you this morning, but
this week in sports for the Mountain Home Bombers and Lady Bombers, the basketball boys intramurals at Pinkston at 3 today. Basketball versus Marion at home, we've already mentioned that, starts at 4. There's a wrestling match for the varsity boys and varsity girls That starts at 5 o'clock at Greenbrier. Are you going to be taking the whole contingency, or
They're taking all the boys, but it's going to be Greenbrier and Pottsville, and Pottsville doesn't have any girls, and Greenbrier's only got 3. So we're taking 3 girls down. The rest of them are going to stay here and practice, and
there you go.
Just so we can match up with them that we need to, but there's no need to
travel everybody and miss out on a day's practice. Tuesday, January the 9th, Bowling versus Batesville at home. Starts at 3:30, and then the Harrison basketball game, like we talked about, start at 4:45 with the JV boys. Again, there's no sports on Wednesday. Thursday, January the 12th, Bowling versus Harrison at 3:30. Basketball versus Jonesboro MacArthur. That's the 8th grade girls and 8th and 9th grade boys. I'm sorry, 8th grade girls, 9th grade boys and girls. That'll start at 5 o'clock. Basketball versus Yellville away. It's the 7th grade boys and girls, 2 teams of each. That'll start at 5. And then on Friday, January the 13th, wrestling tournament at Searcy, JV girls and varsity girls, time to be announced. Do you happen to know what time that'll start yet?
I don't know. They have not told us yet.
And this is just a normal tournament? This is not...
This will be a normal tournament, and then the boys, if you'll notice, the boys wrestle on Saturday.
Right.
And I believe that's going to be like a duels tournament, team versus team on that one.
Friday the 13th, also basketball versus Van Buren at home, be the first homestands in conference play. That'll start at 4:15. And then on Saturday, wrestling tournament at Searcy's, varsity boys to be announced. And then there's an indoor track meet going on in Fayetteville, and that time to start it is to be announced as well. Bomber basketball, you can watch tomorrow night's game against Harrison right here on XL7-TV. We'll have that game tip-off, I believe, generally starts at about 6 o'clock. We'll have that game right here for you on XL7-TV. Talk about your wrestling tournament you had over the weekend.
We had a really good wrestling tournament. It's kind of a fun tournament. It's kind of hard to say because we ran it like duels, so it was team versus team, but it was about giving everybody plenty of matches. And we had Jonesboro here, we had Central here, Little Rock Central, and then Mountain View was here, and then us. And some of the teams, like Mountain View, they don't have a lot of kids. Jonesboro didn't have a lot of girls, so at some point we just kind of started combining teams. Mountain Home and Jonesboro, I think boys went against, or not Mountain Home, Jonesboro and Central went against Mountain Home once, and then we combined our girls with Jonesboro to go against Central, and just kind of it wasn't really one of those that you're trying to worry about team scores. And
well, how does that work when it comes for regional points, regional standings?
Well, as far as individual, your matches will still count individually towards you. It just it was kind of obvious who was going to. The ones that we needed to face, like Mountain Home boys, went against Central as a group, but then everything just kind of got broke up. Letting a lot of JV wrestle. It was just about getting matches more than it was about standings right now.
And how'd your girls fare?
Our girls did a great job. A lot of them stepped up, had some tough battles. Did an outstanding job. I think every girl got 2 matches. That's what we were pushing through for, is try to get even the JV matches and kind of shuffle people around. So ended up being a really good tournament. Everybody got some mat time, which is what we needed, and got to face some new people, and it was really good.
So tonight when you go to Van Buren, you're
Greenbrier.
I'm sorry. You're bringing varsity girls or junior varsity girls?
We're going to bring 3 JV girls, or varsity girls, sorry. 3 varsity girls that we need to compete with against Greenbrier. We're automatically winning the duel because Greenbrier only has 3. We could bring our whole lineup, but they're like, what's the point?
Yeah.
They're just going to go up there and sit and watch.
Right.
So basically I'm hauling 3 girls down, and we're going to compete against them, and then we'll sit there and support the boys. The boys will have full rosters going for them, so they got Pottsville again that they're facing, and I think they're excited to go back up against them again, and then we'll head back.
It'll be fun nonetheless.
No, it'll be a good time. Right now we're just starting to get into our conference swing, so I think most of the duels and most of the matchups are going to start counting at this point.
Yeah, because you're not too far away from the regional tournament, correct?
No.
About a month?
Yeah, about a month, a little over a month.
5 weeks?
Yep.
And that, for the boys, will be held local.
Yes.
Have they announced where the girls are going to be?
I believe Cersei, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Well, that's the Monday morning sports update. Have you got anything else?
Nope. And our guest could not make it today, so we have got some videos we're going to play, aren't we?
There we go. Sometimes the things happen and your guest has canceled, and that's what you got to do.
Yep. So we got some really cool AGFC videos that we're going to play, and
we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
There is a delight in the hardy life of the open. There are no words that can tell the hidden spirit of the wilderness, that can reveal its mystery, its melancholy, and its charm. The nation behaves well if it treats the natural resources as assets, which it must turn over to the next generation increased and not impaired in value. Conservation means development as much as it does protection. Theodore Roosevelt. In the early 1900s, President Roosevelt held a White House conference on conservation. As concerns about natural resources and wildlife grew, Americans were spreading west, replacing vast forests with cities, cropland, and pastures. Arkansas was changing, especially the wildlife. Elk, bison, and swan were completely gone from the state. Ducks, quail, and fish were harder to come by. Something had to be done. In 1915, Act 124 was signed into law, and the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission was born.
In 1916, Arkansas's first game wardens were hired for $80 a month, and they had to provide their own horses. Times have changed, and so have our tools, but the call to protect our state's wildlife and natural resources never will. I take a lot of pride in knowing we're all carrying on the legacy of those original 9 wardens.
In 1918, the Migratory Bird Treaty Act was passed. Unregulated hunting had caused populations of many bird species to decline sharply, and market hunting posed a similar threat to North America's waterfowl. The act set federal regulations on the hunting of migratory birds. And nearly 100 years later, that means plenty of ducks for us today.
During the 1920s, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission took steps to increase the deer population in our state. As late as the 40s, the deer population remained bleak in Arkansas. Hunting was closed in several counties. But progress was being made, and with the help of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, record harvests have become the norm with each deer season. One of the state's oldest and most successful fish hatcheries was dug by hand and by mule right here in 1928. As director of the Game and Fish Commission's Fisheries Division for many years, some of Joe Hogan's innovative principles for raising fish in ponds and transporting them across the state are still practiced today.
In 1937, the Pittman-Robertson Act provided federal assistance for projects to restore, enhance, and manage wildlife resources. Arkansas has used millions of dollars over the years for habitat projects just like this one.
In 1945, Amendment 35 became effective, making the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission an independent state agency. This gave the commission much needed stability and ushered in the way we still do business today.
This place is legendary among duck hunters. Thanks to the foresight of game and fish managers and commissioners nearly 70 years ago, this place is now known as one of the best places in the world to hunt mallards and flooded green timber. Valmeda is one of the greatest places for the public to come hunt, and we're very fortunate to have it.
Thanks to the Dingell-Johnson Act signed in 1950, when you make purchases like this, you're actually giving back to fishing in our state.
In 1951, this beautiful place was completed. It's been stealing the hearts of fishermen for generations.
At the request of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, NBC came to film a live duck hunt in 1956. And more than 250,000 ducks filled the air in front of the cameras on that day, and outdoorsmen have been flocking to our state ever since. 7 years later, I produced the first of many long-running fishing shows shot here in Arkansas.
How about that?
That's a pretty solid, yeah. Appreciate your help.
Yes, sir.
Now, technology has really changed, but the thrill of filming the great outdoors never will.
We were known as the bear state long before we were known as the natural state, but black bears were almost hunted completely out of the state of Arkansas. Today we have over 5,000 bears in the state, thanks to the reintroduction effort in the 1950s and 60s. This reintroduction effort is recognized as the most successful reintroduction of a large carnivore in history, and we're very proud of that.
In 1971, hunter education classes began in the state of Arkansas. First and foremost, the Arkansas Game and Fish wants to make sure every hunt ends safely. It is something that has given me peace of mind and helped me to enjoy our hunting even more.
Can you imagine this beautiful spot being underwater? That's what would have happened had dams been put in place in the late 1960s. In part, thanks to the Arkansas Game and Fish, this became America's first national river, the Buffalo National River. Hundreds of thousands of people come to the Buffalo National River every year.
Elk once roamed Arkansas far and wide before the settlers transformed the landscape. Against the odds, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission brought the elk back beginning in 1981. By 1998, the herd had grown large enough for a limited hunt. I got this one in 2004.
We're known for our miles of trails, wild game, and breathtaking views. When the 1/8 cent conservation sales tax passed in 1996, it gave the Game and Fish Commission much-needed funds to keep creating the habitats and improving the quality of wildlife our state reveres so much. It's nice to know that everyone in the state has a hand in helping nature.
I started my boat company right here in Arkansas. And in 2001, Game and Fish made boating safer for everyone by instituting boating education courses.
In 2001, the first of 4 Arkansas Game and Fish Nature Centers opened in Pine Bluff. Part classroom, part museum, part playground. These nature centers offer visitors walking trails, exhibits, and hands-on fun.
My love of fishing started long before we founded the Ranger Boat Company. In 2012, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission resolved the minimum flow issue with the assistance of a lot of people. Now, trout have the habitat and conditions below Bull Shoals Dam to grow and thrive, and will benefit generations to come.
More than 100 years later, it is our mission to continue to carry out the legacy President Roosevelt once spoke about. Cherish these natural wonders. Cherish the natural resources. Cherish the history and romance as a sacred heritage for your children and your children's children.
This is our Arkansas.
My Arkansas.
My state.
This is my outdoors.
My weekend.
My life.
This is my everything.
This is my calling.
This is my legacy.
Thank you, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission.
You make the deer woods great.
You make the fishing great.
You make my state great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission.
Thank you for protecting our most valuable resource for 100 years.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Few people have a lukewarm reaction to the sight of a black bear. The most typical response is probably fear, followed closely by a sense of wonder. For some, black bears are a symbol of wilderness. For Myron Means, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission's black bear biologist, bears elicit respect and admiration.
Their physiology, the lifestyle that they've evolved into, a feast and a fast lifestyle, you know, being able to go without food for 4 to 5 months at a time, have a gestation period, give birth, wean cubs. They're a truly remarkable animal.
The story of Arkansas's black bears almost ended tragically, but now it's literally a textbook example of wildlife management at its finest.
It was thought at the time of pre-settlement that Arkansas had maybe as many as 50,000 black bears in the state, and we were unofficially nicknamed the Bear State. Through the time of settlement, 1700s and 1800s, bears were market hunted for their fat, and they were almost hunted to extinction in the state. And by the late 1920s, the General Assembly of Arkansas actually made it illegal to bear hunt, to kill a bear in the state, but by that time it was almost too late.
As few as 3 or 4 dozen bears persisted in southeast Arkansas, in the bottomlands where the White and Arkansas rivers meet the Mississippi. But in 1958, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission embarked on a plan to bring back black bears.
They brought 254 bears in from Minnesota and Manitoba, Canada, and they released them at sites in the Ozarks and Ouachita mountain ranges.
Arkansas Game and Fish released bears over a 10-year period. Historical upland forest had been cut down, but their rebirth gave rise to rich wildlife habitat.
That population flourished under those conditions, and it was so successful that by 1980, Arkansas Game and Fish Commission was able to reopen bear season in the state.
Bears are back, a natural part of the landscape, as they were before our forefathers set foot here. Today, the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission regulates bear hunting and keeps close tabs on the natural state's bears.
Population's thriving. We estimate that we have 4,000 to 5,000 bears in the state.
Black bears inhabit the Ozarks and Ouachitas, as well as the lower White River area.
Those 3 populations, we kind of treat them as distinct populations. There's not a lot of immigration and immigration back and forth into those populations from one another.
Bear season takes place in the fall in Arkansas and is controlled by various regulations and a quota system. The season has a set length, but also closes if hunters check a certain number of bears. Over the past 5 years, hunters have taken an average of 422 bears per season in the natural state. Considering there were less than a few dozen bears here just 90 years ago, it's one of wildlife management's most incredible success stories.
No other natural resource agency has ever reintroduced a large carnivore as successful as Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has. It's considered the most successful reintroduction of a large carnivore in history, not just Arkansas or the United States, but around the world.
To maintain that success, Myron Means and the Game and Fish Commission's bear team constantly monitor the state's bears. And while harvest numbers are instructive, they only tell part of the story.
Total length is 55. It's really critical for us in monitoring our bear population to kind of have an idea of how many bears are coming into the system, as well as how many bears are going out of the system that are harvested during the bear season. Well, the way we monitor how many bears are coming into the system is to have a good distribution of collared females across bear range. Those collared females will go in every year and do cub counts if they're in a cub cycle, or yearling counts if they have yearlings with them, because the cubs will stay with them for actually 2 den cycles. So by doing that, we're able to monitor reproduction effort and survival effort of those cubs up until the time they're a year old.
Radio collared female bears are tracked to their winter dens. Bears with cubs then get a visit from the Game and Fish Commission, giving us a deeper view into the black bear's world and the work that ensures a robust Arkansas bear population.
We're going to go quite a ways further down, but I just want to tell everybody from here on down we probably need to be as quiet as possible. She's just right down below the hill here, but we still have probably another 75 yards. This is a female, black, no chest blaze, and she is 5 1/4 pounds.
Keeping track of Arkansas's black bears requires an understanding of the number of bears leaving the population as a result of regulated hunting, but it also requires insight into how many bears are entering the population.
Arkansas's bear population is really good and really healthy, but it's not like we have 20,000 black bears in the state. We only have 4,000 to 5,000 bears in the state. So it's not like you see bears all the time. So unless you go in and put your hands on females with cubs, and unless you have good data from year to year to year, you really don't have any idea of what's going on with reproductive rates of our bear population.
Game and fish biologists have attached radio tracking collars to dozens of female bears across the state. That representative sample allows wildlife managers to track birth rates and cub survival and make informed management decisions. But first, you have to get to the bear den. Reaching a bear den in the Ozark National Forest isn't the easiest task.
The experienced mothers like to have their cubs in very remote, hard to access areas. Typically they're going to den down in deep ravines and stuff like that, and a lot of times they're pretty hard to access.
With the bear den just 20 yards away, biologists Myron Means and Matt Melson quietly prepare the drugs they'll use to sedate a bear that, contrary to popular belief, is not actually hibernating.
A lot of people think bears are true hibernators, and they're not. They can go through periods of kind of a deeper sleep, but they can also arouse immediately. Even though it's really cold and all that stuff, when we do these den surveys, those females, when we go in, they can hear us coming, it wakes them up, and they're always aware of what we're doing. Some of them are more aware than others. Okay, here we go. She has at least 2 cubs. You can hear 2 different cubs feeding. We just started her, and it'll generally take 10 to 15 minutes for the drug to take effect. Boy, I'm glad I got her in the neck. God, she's huge.